Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Well, as for me, it's been a rough couple of days. So I got into a small accident about 2 days ago, and I've just been indoors recovering, which I'm doing quite well. Actually, there's a lot of improvement. So for now, I'm just chilling, trying to take care of myself, trying to heal. It's so cold out here. So anytime the sun comes out, I'll go out and try and bask in it. As at the time I was doing this this footage right here, my leg was the swelling was almost gone. Yeah, but that is my right leg. The right leg was swollen at the ankle and it was almost healing. I could do so much with it. I could walk around, do stuff for myself, but yeah, it was still swollen. So guys, I'm not a very good storyteller, but kindly just bear with me. Hi guys, how are you doing? Hope you guys are well. I am okay. I promised you guys a story time of how that whole thing happened, and today is finally the day. I have decided to give you guys the story of whatever went down and get past everything instead of procrastinating and postponing the whole thing. I don't even know where to start. So it was on the 22nd of June, that is this year, 2023. It was around 8 p.m. It was still very early, yeah? Very early in the evening, 8 p.m. And I was coming back from town because that's where I had been working the whole day. Yeah, I live on the outskirts of Nairobi. And normally I'm always done with work from around 4 to 5. And always get home by around 7 p.m. that is. Yeah, but on this particular day, I remember we had a long meeting with a client and it took so long such that by the time it was time to go home, it was already 7 p.m. And normally it takes between 1 hour to 1.5 hours to get home from town. Partly because the bus service that I normally use, that is Super Metro. If you have ever used Super Metro, you know that during the peak hours you have to queue because there is always an influx of people who want to use these vehicles. Yeah. Now let me digress a bit. There's something called the gut instincts. That thing is usually 90 to 95% accurate. If you ever have a gut feeling about something, whether it is warning you, whether it is pushing you to do something, always try and consider, or even, try and consider it. Give it a lot of consideration because most of the time our gut instincts are always correct. Yeah? I had this gut feeling and it was telling me to alight at a particular stage that I normally use and just go home direct, yeah? Okay, so here's the scenario. I live along Mombasa Road and I have 2 stages that I can alight from to get home, yeah? My house is about 3 kilometers away. 3 kilometers away from Mombasa Road, yeah? So when you get to Mombasa Road, you get to your stage. So it's either you use a taxi or motorbike. There is the first one and there's the second one, which is further away. So this first stage is the one that I normally don't use at all, yeah? But it is a very, very busy stage. It's generally a market, a small estate with lots of shops, lots of markets. There's a quick mart over there. Yeah, so this is the first stage. So the second stage is a bit quiet. It's a bit deserted. There's not much traffic over there, and there are no shops at all. Like you will go for almost 2 kilometers without finding a shop. But there's less hassle. It's a flat, it's a flat road, even though it's not tarmacked. It's a flat, dusty road, but very, very comfortable. So that is the one I normally use. I love it, and that is the one I always use. But on this particular evening, I'm telling you guys, I was really struggling, and I remember I was debating a lot with my gut feeling, and something was telling me, just go home, and something else was also pulling me to alight from the first stage and go get some food, because there was something I needed to buy for my dinner. On this particular day, the devil won. The devil won, yeah? So I alighted from this first stage, and I needed to go to Quick Mart, and I also needed to buy some things from the market around that place. So I'm going about my business, buying the things I need, and I'm strolling, just a slow stroll, because there are so many people around here. There are so many houses, there are so many shops. There's, you know, it's a normal estate, small estate, but everything is so normal, you know. So I'm not really in a hurry, yeah. But remember, I still have about 3 kilometers to get home. But usually with the motorbike, it takes around 15 to 20 minutes and you are in the house. So I'm walking, I'm going about my own business. I am buying stuff that I need. And by the time I'm done, just so you know how the devil works, yeah? Once again, I'm debating within myself, yeah? Should I call my normal... So I'm debating within myself if I should call my usual rider, or I should just take a rider from the stage and go home, you know. Just so you know how the devil works. By this time, I'm done buying stuff. I'm just walking very slowly while debating within myself, do I really call this guy? Because for him to come, it will take around 20 minutes and then another 20 minutes or 30 minutes to get home. And once again, the devil wins. So yours truly just signals a motorbike from around there, and this guy asks, where are you going? And I'm like, oh, we are going to such and such a place. How much? We negotiate, and yeah, we are on. So I get on the bike and we start going, yeah. By this time it's around 7:45 ish. That is still very early, going by the level of activities that are still going around that area, yeah. Now, using this route that I had chosen, there are also two ways. One is a shortcut and one is the longer route. And this rider decides to use the shortcut, yeah. So before we actually get deep into the shortcut, I'm like, it's too late to use the shortcut right now. Why are you using this shortcut? Yeah? Kwa nini unatumia hii shortcut saa hizi? It's too late. Tutumie tu barabara normal. Saa hizi ni usiku, uko hata kuna giza, twende tu na ingine. And he's like, madam, mimi najua mali unaishi na kuonanga kila siku. He even mentioned the name of one of the riders who usually comes to pick me up when it's late. So, you know, I'm like, this guy knows me so well. With my usual riders, yes, we do use the shortcut, yeah. But you see, this is someone you trust, someone you have used their services for so long, so it's no big deal. But this is a stranger. This is someone I'm using the services for the first time. I don't even know his face because he's seated right in front of me. I don't even know his face quite well. You know, his face has not caught on, yeah, because this is someone I'm seeing for the first time. So for the next few moments, we are actually talking, and I'm telling him, you should have used the right road because I don't trust this road at this hour. Just let's go back. You know, that kind of talk. Turudi tu utumie ile ingine because saizi ni usiku sana. Uko kuna giza, and you know, I'm basically just trying to negotiate with this guy to use the longer route, because there's no way we were going to use that route at that time of the night, and with no incident. I knew it from deep down inside. And I'm trying to tell this person, but you know, he's the one in control, he's the one on the motorbike, and you can't just even try to jump because it's a hilly place. And I'm like, F. So this guy is moving. This guy is moving. He's not listening to me. He's not taking any advice from me. He knows what he's doing. So yeah, we are going. And oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, okay. So there's also the issue of you know, you're trying to be soft because this is someone who is in control at the moment. You know, I'm on top of his motorbike and he's the one riding and he's the one controlling the speed, and you don't want to make him feel like a suspect, or you don't want to make him feel bad about, you know, the decisions. And we are already deep into the shortcut. Now we have left the busier road. We are now into this lonely shortcut whereby there are only homes, you know, private homes. And you know, one home is over here, the other one is over there, the other one is way over there. So you're really trying your best to remain calm, not to, you know, maybe trigger any types of emotions from this guy that you don't even know. You just don't want to make him feel like a suspect, you know, and or even just to make him feel like he is stupid or something. This is someone who is in control at the moment. So we keep going, we keep going, we keep going. And then, okay, this route, this shortcut route has a lot of corners. So many corners. And the corners are, there are areas where it is at the edge of a steep hill. So you're going around these corners and you are moving, and it's also very rocky. There are very many small rocks. So it's a bumpy ride besides being steep, because we are going up the hill. Yeah, we are basically going up the hill. Oh my gosh. And it's also so dark because by now it's around 8 p.m. and the only lights that we are depending on are the bike lights and security lights from homeowners' homes. Where? I have never held on to faith like that evening. Yo, I prayed. And I think God just wanted to show me that where you do not listen to my voice, you should know how to listen to me. And I was like, okay. Now we're still going, and we're left with about 2 more corners to maneuver so that we can get home. Yeah. Yo, guys. So while at this corner, you can actually see this corner, but you have to go all the way to get here. Yeah, we are at this corner and I can actually see that corner, and I can make out some images. There are images of people standing in that corner, and I tell this guy, I tell this rider, I don't think this place is safe. Kuna watu naona hata wamesimama pale. I can see people standing in the darkness. Where did you bring me today? Where did you bring me? By now I'm getting mad, I'm getting worried, and I'm regretting not even jumping out of that bike while I could. But anyway, it has already happened. We are about 550 meters. 50 meters? 50 meters. How long is 50 meters? No, we are about 300 meters. We are about 500 meters from getting home. Where we are going is nearer than where we have come from. This guy just says, we have already reached. Let's go. So we maneuver the first corner, we go, and on reaching this area, just before we got to this corner. These figures, I can still see them in the darkness, and one of them just tries to cross the road but stands right in the middle of the road, and you know, he's like trying to block the bike, and the rider is struggling to avoid hitting him while at the same time trying to go past him. And so this rider is also trying to avoid hitting him while at the same time he's also trying to go past him. So this is we are actually going from left to right, and his feet are on the ground. He is really trying to go past this guy, but the guy has already blocked the road and we cannot pass. Yeah, the motorbike guy tries again to go past this guy, so he's now going into the sides of the road trying to avoid hitting this guy, while at the same time, you know, by now it has already hit us that these people are trying to block us, and it's not safe. It is either we take flight or we get it as it is coming, and it is really coming, because by now the other two guys who are standing in the darkness are already on us, and now the motorbike is right at the edge of the dusty route. It's a dusty road. It's a very small dusty route. There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to escape, and we are still struggling. And while that is happening, so I'm a tall girl. Naturally, when in that kind of a situation, you find your legs just not hanging, but you find yourself stepping on the ground. So my legs just hit the ground, yeah, and that is how I got that sprain, because instead of just hitting the ground flat, my leg hit a rock, and you know, ilipita nayo. Like the motorbike is moving and my leg is dropping, and I happened to hit the huge rock as we were moving, and that is how I got the injury at first. Yeah, so there's nowhere to escape. The road is blocked. It was an ambush. So me and the motorbike guy, chini, yo. I have never been so scared in my life. And you know, you can't scream, but naturally there are noises you're going to make while you're going down, while all this is happening, while you're falling. There is some sort of commotion, and there are noises you find yourself just making. And these guys are like, Nyamaza, keep quiet, Nyamaza. Nini, all kinds of threats, and you're so scared. So what do? You keep silent. You cannot risk. Yeah, we comply. We have already fallen down. We are in pain. The motorbike is still on top of my leg. This person is telling you not to scream. You are scared. Yeah, you are almost 500 meters away from home. It's so far. There is no hope of anyone coming to rescue, because normally people don't use that route at night. Yeah, so chances of having somebody else come after you is almost next to nil. So I'm so scared. I just resigned to my fate. You know, I was like, okay, whatever you want from me, take it. So I had my torch bag that had all my stuff inside. So we were doing a tug of war with it. And so by now we are doing a tug of war with my torch bag. By one of these guys, he's pulling and I'm pulling, and he's pulling and I'm pulling it back, and he's like, "Takugonga wewe," and yo, I'm so scared of beatings. Yeah, so I let go of the bag, and what I saw is what made me let go. Yeah, so I am in this position and I'm pulling my bag, and in that moment while he's lifting his hand to hit me, I see something in his pocket. This guy has a whole blade. The type of knives that Maasais carry, but this one was more sophisticated, not really traditional. I can actually see it hanging around his waist, and I got so scared and I let go of the bag. So before I even got slapped or anything, I let go of the bag. all this is happening in moments. Like, he lifts his hand up to when gonga, like, and you know, while protecting my face, I also see this blade and I just let go. And in that instant, I'm like, okay, take everything. Chukua yote, chukua. Take everything and just leave me alone. Please, leave me alone. Tafadhali niache. Chukua tu yoyo. Kila kitu yenye unataka, chukua. Ndio hiyo bag, chukua. I was so scared. So I'm here down shaking like a leaf. I don't even want to look at what is happening. But I look ahead and see the rider. He had tried to run. And they had, hit him and he fell to the ground. So they were actually beating him. They were working on him proper. They were beating the man. I felt so bad for him more than I was feeling for myself. Because this guy received a proper beating, yeah? A proper beating, a proper one. And this guy is receiving a proper beating. A proper beating. I'm telling you. I'm sorry for laughing, but this guy was getting the beating of his life. The two guys were on top of him and he was getting the smacks all over, like proper ones, like boom. All that is all I could hear. Boom, 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 boom. And for a moment I felt so bad for the poor guy. I mean, if only he had listened to me, we could not have been going through what we were going through, yeah? Well, anyway. I mean, right now I can laugh, but at that moment, it was so scary. So scary. I didn't even want to look at what was happening to this guy. I thought they were going to kill him right in front of me. Yeah? Yeah? Yani, there was no mercy for him. No mercy. And his mistake was refusing to comply. He refused to comply. Thank God I let go of my bag, because I'm sure I would have been receiving the same type of beating. Material things can always be replaced, but you can never replace your life. So I'm looking at this other guy. I'm trying to peep what he's doing. Yeah. And the most disappointing thing, this person just put my bag upside down and emptied it. You know, my tote bag was emptied like a sack of potato, like everything down on the ground. Aye. That was so hurtful. That was so painful. That was so painful and mean. Why? Anyway, so by now he's perusing through stuff. My laptop was there. I had one of my phones in there, and he took all of them, put them in this pocket, and he took other stuff. My wallet was over there. He opened it. It had only 400 bob. So he took out all the money and threw the wallet down. He checked every other thing, and he asked me, kuna pesa ingine hapa? And I told him, no, I only had 400 bob, nando hiyo umechukua. And he's like, okay. So he's going through my stuff and, mixing them in the soil. And I was so mad. And especially that my laptop was now, my laptop was in someone else's hands. That is my office, yeah? That is my office. I was resigned to fate. Like, by that time, I was now just looking at them. I was just looking at everything happening around me. And they're like, Mrembo, kuna nini hapa? Kuna nini hapa? Like, do you even expect me to tell you? Some thieves are so mean. Some thieves are so mean. Anyway, they took my stuff, they took the rider's stuff, and of course they started running towards the darkness. In a moment, these people had disappeared into the darkness. I cannot even tell you. I could not even make out a figure of their bodies. So now it's about time to count our losses. The motorbike iko hapo chini. We're not even sure if it can run well. Our monies, our stuff, gone. I'm trying to salvage whatever is left from the ground. The rider is trying to gain his composure. Like, he is bleeding all over. Like his whole face was covered in blood, and it was so terrifying. So terrifying. Luckily, way ahead, there were people who had seen or maybe got wind of the commotion that was happening over where we were, and they were now trying to come. Yeah, I'm telling you, the homeowners around that place, not even one tried to scare these people off. Not even one tried to scare them off. Like, we could see security lights going on, and you know, they were curious. They could hear what was happening, but they could not come out, which is well understandable. I mean, it's always the person who goes out to rescue the others that gets injured. But still, the fact that nobody could even come to our rescue. But luckily, the guys who had got wind of the commotion were now approaching, and they came slowly, but they were not so sure. But they came. They eventually came, and they found us. Now, funny thing, all this time, I could not feel the pain in my leg. I could not really tell what had happened to my leg. All I could feel is that my legs were very heavy. But by the time all these commotions were ending, and I was trying to stand up and I could not, I happened to look down. So the bike lights are still on. We can still make out a few things in the darkness. So I look down and I see my legs. I can see my feet, but it doesn't look like my feet. And I'm like, it was swollen. My foot, not feet, my foot, the right one, it was swollen. I could not recognize my own foot. It was so swollen. But God is good. I escaped with my life. And these other two motorbikes came. The riders, I got onto one of the motorbikes. The other one stayed with the rider and helped him put the bike up and check, you know, alignment and stuff. And it was good to go. So he got onto his bike, and he didn't even charge me, because what was I even going to pay him with? But I had my denim jacket on, and this jacket has a pocket from the inside, and that is where I always keep my phone. Now, this phone that I'm using to film right now. So whenever I wear that jacket, I always keep my phone inside here instead of throwing it in the bag. So I had only lost one phone. Luckily, I had this one. I still remained with this one. Yeah, because I always have two phones, one for filming videos and the other one for, you know, receiving and making calls. So that is the one that went, the one that I use for receiving and making calls. But this other one that I use for videos and editing and stuff, it's the one I had in my denim jacket pocket, and it remained, luckily. So all was not lost, but I still lost a lot. Yeah, so I got onto the bike, and instead of going home, I had to now use the correct route. Use the correct route 3 kilometers away again to go back to the highway, so that I could go to a hospital, because by now my leg was throbbing. It was so painful. So painful. I had tears. And remember, I'm all dusty. I'm so dirty. My bag is full of soil because I just picked the remaining stuff, my scarf, my nini, all the things that had been thrown on the ground. I had to pick them hurriedly and throw them inside the bag. Took the bag and got on the bike, and we left, and we went to the hospital. Yeah, so when we arrived there, I don't know if that was the doctor or the CEO. This guy just looked at me like, nini mbaya, umekuja na wababa wawili. Now the motorbike, of course the motorbike guy helped me. I could not walk by myself, so I was being held. So they helped me up the ramp, and I got into the hospital. And people were looking at me like, why are you even looking at me like that? You can see that I have an injury. Why can't you just I was treated. They treated me. We did the x-ray. I was treated, but I told the doctor I don't have money, but I'm going to make a plan before the end of these few hours. I was getting treated, but they were going to hold me until I got the money to pay them. Yeah, and I was very okay with that because it's treatment that I was really concerned. I didn't want, I just wanted to get my leg checked out. There was no much injury. It was a sprain, and it was wrapped in the bandage to reduce the pressure. And now it was time to go home, but I had not gotten money. Yeah, from there it has been a healing process, and here we are today, so healthy. God preserved our lives. God protected us, even though we're taught a lesson. So that is what happened. I lost some very valuable items. I am yet to replace my laptop and the extra phone. Yeah, but the first things first, it's about time to move out of this environment, which has now become too toxic for me. Yeah, and I think if I don't listen to God's voice one more time, it's going to be tragic, and I don't want to wait for that. So yeah, we are going to be moving out of this place very soon. Yeah, also, if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Yeah, what are you waiting for? Anyway guys, kindly support this channel by subscribing, give me a like, and also leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this incident, and I'm going to reply to you. So from me to you guys, it's bye, cheers.